Mark here at Meeple Madness in Flowery Branch, Georgia. We are actually doing a massive Dwarven Forge modular terrain build today. If you're not familiar with Dwarven Forge, they create a completely modular, nearly indestructible terrain. We actually use it for playing our Pathfinder game, me and my daughters, a couple fiancés, that kind of stuff. It's a really, really immersive product that will last you a lifetime. You can find them at dwarvenforge.com. I'm going to run you through our build here. It's pretty good size. So enough looking at me, let's start looking at the Dwarven Forge. So we're going to start off, we are at the back of the castle here. We're going to actually pan around to the side and try to get the front of the castle. You can see this terrain is completely modular. Everything comes apart. It's nearly indestructible. You can beat this with a hammer. And let's go ahead and go around to the front of the castle. You see the nice LED elements there. We have a lot of our minis. Most of these minis are not made by Dwarven Forge. A few of them are. But you can get a good look at what the castle is all about. This is the Royal Stronghold. You see we're building on two 4x8 tables, so we have an 8x8 surface here. You see we have a tower in the back that bridges across to the tower on the other table. As you come out of the castle, you're leaving the castle, you're actually coming into the city. This is part of Dwarven Forge's city builder set here. You can see, all the buildings, again, they're modular. Every bit of this comes apart. Every bit of it is reconfigurable however you see fit. You can pull the roof off. If you want to get down to the level below, you see the LED torches on the inside of the buildings. You can get down to the lower level, down to the first floor in this 3-story building. It's completely modular. You can really get in there and move your minis around, play your games. Perfect for any type of RPG, any type of game that you're playing. All right, so as we leave the city, we're actually going to follow this water right here that leads into our sewer sluice, which actually leads into our sewer system. And there we got a lot of the sewer systems here, and we actually use some of the water caverns pieces. And we'll actually pan through the rest of our sewer. Pretty good sized sewer system we got going on here. You see some nasty giants in here. These guys mean business, but they're the lackeys. They're not the boss of this particular sewer. The boss of this particular sewer is this big guy right here. This huge dragon. Now this is actually, some of this stuff is actually not the sewer building. This is actually some of the classic dungeons mixed with some of the Dungeons of Doom stuff. These are dais stairs. This is one of the pieces from the epic stairs. These are the walls of force that we have here. These are the cages. You can see the cages that we have going on there. And again, they're all completely modular. All right, so going back to the other side of the sewers, over here on the other side, there's you can get a picture of the sewer grate right here, and that actually leads outside into our mountain pass. And this is the Dwarven Forge Thor Mountains that we're going to be going into. All right, so you're going into the Thor Mountains. This is I don't have as many of the mountains pieces, but you can see a good variety here. You got this nasty giant earth elemental going on. Again, this is all modular terrain. It's very versatile. There's so many things that you can do with it. It takes advantage of the 3D environment. All right, so coming off the side of the mountains, it actually leads down into a cave here, and we have some cavern stuff going. We're going to go on over into the caverns. You see all kinds of nastiness going on in there. A lot of enemies. A lot of convoluted terrain here. It's going to make it tough to move around and make it where it's very interesting for the group to try and fight their way through this cave system. Again, we got some walls of forest. We got a lot of different pieces. This is where the water set here is actually built around this whole scenario. I mean, you've got a little bridge going across the water here. Just an awesome looking set. And again, all of this is completely modular. And you've got a drider up here on the top of this really nice looking elevation piece. This is made up of several different pieces to create this nice looking pedestal we got going on there. Really epic looking dungeon that these guys would have to go through. Speaking of dungeons, we're going to go back over by the city from a different angle. You notice coming out of the city over here, there's this bridge. And there's these gargoyles up on top of the bridge. Nice. Awesome sculpts on those. And the bridge leads across and it leads into a nasty looking dungeon. Now this dungeon, a lot of what you're going to see first is a mixture of the Dungeons of Doom, but mostly it's classic dungeon pieces. The Dungeons of Doom is really new stuff that they just released this past summer. You see a good bit of LED going on. We're going to pan around the dungeon fairly quickly, but you can, and then we're going to give you a very wide view of it, and we're going to try to get all of this into, one panoramic scene, let you see what it looks like at a distance. But right now, we're kind of want you to see close up. A lot of enemies as you go through here. Nice griffin. Looks like he might be fighting against some ogrekin. Nice fountain there. And you can see this floor piece right here. That is actually an LED piece right there. So you can put that right there, and you can actually switch the way that this looks. There's two different settings. So it actually kind of flickers more like a fiery setting, or it just kind of has the white light. You can do it either way. Then we have the torches, or the braziers, I should say. That's some very interesting shaped rooms. Some nice little alcoves, some curved corners, some narrow passages. And then as you come back this way, you have a round circular room with a giant worm in the middle. That guy means business. He'll eat you in one bite. Did you get all this? All right, so right here we have a piece of one of the terrain trays, and then we have the caustic croc, two-headed crocodile. This is actually one of the Dwarven Forge minis. Really good quality there. This terrain tray makes use of negative space. It's actually a magnetic tray that the newer pieces have magnets inside of them and that stick to that tray. Nice little bridge going over it. And we got some interesting little pillar build going up here with a nice ladder going up. This ladder came off of the Castle Builder system. It's a siege ladder, but it really works well in this environment. And then that goes down into another big room just filled with dragons. LED orb. This thing switches colors. Kind of cycles through a different color scheme. Really nice looking piece, and it's actually modular. It can actually come off of that pedestal. You can put other floor attachments onto it. I'll show you one of those other attachments in just a moment. This is a coal pit. It's designed to go over one of the LEDs, but we're just kind of leaving it just sitting on the regular floor. Nice decorative piece there. Got a couple of the epic stairs here leading up to where we just came from. Nice looking pieces. Detail is amazing. Alright, and then we got another set of epic stairs leading up to another bridge. Look at this guy. It's another Dwarven Forge sculpt here, another mini. And then this is actually over a really, really awesome 2 foot by 24-inch by 12-inch lava chasm here. And that makes use of negative space really, really well. And that comes across over into what appears to be a gel cell. These are dais pieces. It kind of leads down to a open spot in the lava where maybe you have to dip something in the lava to enchant it or something. This is a couple of really epic looking rooms here. These make use of, this is a base from a terrain tray. A lot of dais platforms here. These are the ancient pillars. Just awesome looking. They're one piece, they're massive. And then we've come across here. This is all made of dais platforms and the giant dais corners. This is another 4-piece. This actually comes off just like the other one, and you can swap these out between this and the other, and the color orbs that you saw before. They're called the chromatic orbs. These are this brazier here. This one here is a part of the Dungeons of Doom set. Coming from there, we're going into some interesting looking maze work. These flame traps. We've got several more traps. We didn't make use of all of the traps today. This represents probably about 75 to 80% of my collection. Just didn't have the time or the room to really get everything on the table today. But you notice that actually leads back into this other tower so that people can come from the castle and cross the bridge over into this tower and get into the dungeon. This is actually an LED piece as well. Do I have that even going? Is that one turned on? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see, but you can get a good look at it there. It does light up, really creepy looking piece. And all of those it can be exchanged between the different LED elements. But we're going to give you a kind of a, we're going to pan around and just let you take a look at it. Alright guys, that's going to complete our video today. If you have any questions or concerns, just leave a comment below. Give us a thumbs up, let us know that you like it. Definitely check out Meeple Madness online, meeplemadness.com. Also check out the Dwarven Forge website, that's dwarvenforge.com. See you next time.